This is video number 90 for viola players, and in this video you're going to learn how to play on your C string. You're going to learn the notes of the C string, the names of the notes, and how to read them on the music staff. Okay, so the C string, of course, is your biggest, fattest string. It's the one we haven't played on yet. All right, and the notes go in order just like they do on any other string. So they go in the order of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So if this is C, A, B, C, D for first finger, D, E for second finger, F, and if you played a fourth finger, it would be G. It'd be the same as open G. Just like 4 on the G was the same as open D, and 4 on the D was the same as open A. Okay, so here are your notes again. C, D, E, F, and a new way to play G. We're not going to be playing this note just yet. Everywhere we're going to be playing these. Now remember, on your lower strings, you need to use a slower bow, okay, less bow, and more weight. Okay, so play 4 open C's, and even though I'm using chord notes, I'm only going to use about half my bow because I'm on the C string. I want a lot of weight though. Play 4 open C's, echo me. C, 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 C. Now put 3 fingers down. Hopefully remember the name of this note is F. Now I want you to notice my elbow position. Look where my elbow is, and it's in towards my belly button here, okay? A lot of people will do this. They get this good hand position, and then when they go to the C string, look what they do with their fingers. They just do this. Now look what happens, especially to my 3rd finger. It gets really stretched out and flattened. See that? Now, that's not going to be a finger with, a note with a good tone. It's going to sound fuzzy because you don't have the weight behind it. You're not coming from a top. Think about tall buildings. They stand straight up. We want to come from top and hold it down. Coming from the side like that, it's not gonna get held down well enough. And especially your low string needs even more weight than the others. So get your elbow in towards your belly button, pressing super hard. Okay. Play 4 Fs. 3 fingers on the C string is F. Play 4 Fs. And go. F, 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 F. Now pick up 1 finger. These are E's. Play 4 E's. E, 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 E. Do 2 F's, 2 E's. And go. F, F, E, E. Now do 1 finger. This is D. Open D. 4 D's. And go. D, 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 D. Now do 2 open C's and 2 D's. 1 finger. C and D. Echo me. And go. C, C, D, D. Now do C, D, E. E is 2 fingers. C, D, E. 2 E's. C, D, E, E. Now do C, D, E, F. F is 3 fingers. C, D, E, F. C, D, E, F. Now I want you to notice I've been saying F. That's because it's not F sharp. This is F natural. Much like how on the G string this was C natural. And do you remember how you couldn't play this note in D major? Because all of the C's have to be sharp, all right? You cannot play this note in D major because all the F's in D major have to be sharp, but you also can't play this note F in G major because in G major all the F's have to be sharp also, right? So right now, the only key that you know that you can play this note in is C major, okay? Now we're gonna learn other keys, all right? There are many, many keys that you can play this note, but right now, the only one you know that you can use this note is C major. Because in G major, all F's must be sharp. And this is an F. This is not an F sharp. Is there an F sharp on this string? Yes, there is. Will you learn it? Yes. Will you learn it today? No. It's like towards middle of book 2, we learned that. Okay? So for now, the only time you're going to play this is if you're in C major. All right? Now let's look at your book and kind of simultaneously looking at this board that I'm going to have up here. I'm going to learn how to read your notes over on the C string. Okay, so it works again just like it did before. Space and it goes up. And also if it's an open string or a 2nd finger or a 4th finger, it's going to be on a space. If it's a 1 or a 3, it's going to be on a line. That might help you to get started in reading it. Okay, now if you look at number 144, this right here is your open C. Okay, it's below the first ledger line below the staff. So you didn't have to deal with any ledger lines on the G string or the D string, but the A string you did, and now the C string you do also, okay? So below, this is the lowest note you should ever see in your music, like ever on viola music. If not, if there's something lower, there's either mishand or the composer's doing something extra special, okay? But really, in general, this is the lowest note you should really ever see on your instrument. This is open C. So the next note up, so the first note is below the ledger line. The next note up is going to be on the ledger line. The next note up would be right above that, which turns, it's a space, which turns out to be just below the staff. And then your next note up would be the first note on the first line, okay? So space, line, space, line. This is, of course, C, then D, open C, then D, then E, and then F, okay? Now, if you're in a key signature that has this, you got a problem with that note and that note. This is going to have to be a C sharp again. You don't know how to play that yet, but it does exist. So in D major, believe it or not, you can't even play open C in D major because all C's are sharp. Will you learn how to play C sharp? Yep, just not today. But we're not going to have to worry about that for a long time. For now, we're just going to be in C major. No sharps. Everything's natural. C, D, E, F. Open and 2, they're on spaces. 1 and 3, they're on lines. That'll help get you started, okay? Whenever you're learning some new notes, it's good to be able to just kind of have some little quick things, quick little tips to help you with that. Okay, now, I don't think we need shadow bow 144. Let's just play 144. These are all open C's. Open C is below the first ledger line. Play with me, 144, 1, 2, open C, and go. On to 145. Again, I don't feel like we need shadow bow this because it's F. The first line is F, 3 fingers. The note that lives on the first line is F, okay? If you look at your key signature, notice there are no sharps in there because F is not going to be sharp. It's plain old F, F natural. And look at the last measure, you have an open C there. Let's just try playing 145, F finger down and 3 fingers. 1, 2, 145, and go. F, 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 F. Now half notes. F, 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 open C. Forte, off. Okay, now the next one I do think you should shadow bow. It's not going to be too terribly difficult. I just think it's a good idea for you to shadow bow it. So there's E's, 2 fingers, and then you should see 3 F's. See if you can find all the F's. There are 3 F's. There's 1 in measure 3 and there's 2 in measure 4. And then there's 1 open C. 2 fingers down, shadow bow and go. E, 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 E. Now look ahead, what's next? It's an F. Back to E. F. Forte, off. Okay, play that now with me. And if you didn't figure it out at the end, it'd be good to use independent fingers when you're going F, C, F, not have 1 and 2 down. Play now, 146, E finger down, 1, 2, red C, and go. E, E, E. E, what is it? It's F. Now E. Back to F, C. Forte, off. Okay? Now, if you didn't get that, I would definitely pause the video and get it because things are going to get more. New notes, not an uncommon thing. Sometimes it just takes you a little while to get out because things are going to get more complicated, especially on the next page. Okay, go on to 147 and shadow bow. This first note is on the first ledger line. E, 1 finger. Look at what is 1 C, and I see a whole bunch of D's, and I see 2 E's and 1 F. Find all of those notes. And now shadow bow. 1 finger down, 147, 1, 2, shadow bow, go D, 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 C, D. Now look at back to D. Now and forte, off. Now play. Want to pause the video and do it on your own? That's fine. 1, 2, 147, and go. Open this book, but there's a little bit of a place right here where I feel like the book doesn't prepare you well enough for reading C string notes. On when you get to 152, all of a sudden, bam, it's hard. So practice 146 and 147 a lot. 148 and 149 we're going to learn in the next video, but it's just like scale stuff. I wish they would do more stuff where it hops around, because when you get to 152, all of a sudden my violas and cellos who have C strings, new notes, every year they're like, what is this? How do I read these notes? So practice reading those notes, because all of a sudden when you get to 152, it's going to be difficult. Okay, so practice that and you'll be ready for your next videos.